Hello everyone and welcome to Alumni Week of Giving 2026. I'm Cecilia Morlino, class of 2023, and I'm going to take you along with me as I find some alumni, faculty, and staff members to ask their thoughts on this week. We're going to be having a load of fun this week. Go to tac.gives. It should be here on the screen, probably. tac.gives. It's going to be a great competition, so let's get into it. And this is Nathaniel Cassidy. He's our director. Andreas Waldstein, class of 2019, is that right? What is your message to alumni this Alumni Week of Giving 2026?
I'm a new tutor here. I just started this year. Been so struck being kind of on the other side of the curtain, as it were, by the nobility of our endeavor here and the virtue and intelligence of my colleagues.
Do you have anyone in particular or any class you'd like to call out to give this week?
Well, of course, my own class, the class of 2019. We may be poor, but, we've got spirit, so we got to get it done.
What is the best class, in your opinion, excluding your own? All right, this is taking too long. Thank you so much, Andreas. Do you want to be interviewed for Alumni Week of Giving video?
Like this? Not serious.
John Bear, class of...
I'm an alum.
It's around 9:30 in the morning, so the first round of classes are going to be getting out pretty soon here. So we're just going to wait, and we're just going to see who we find. It's going to be great. I kind of feel like I'm in a nature documentary. Just waiting, in the wild. Yeah, exactly, David Attenborough. That's what I feel like right now. That's right. She's got class, ladies and gentlemen. She's a busy woman. The man, the myth, the legend, Tom Kaiser, class of 1975. He's iconic. And I see Brian Kelly coming around the corner as well. I don't know what we should do right now. All right, Tom Kaiser, here he comes. You're an iconic figure. Or are you a little bit sick?
I am a little bit sick. I have a cold, but it actually makes my voice sound better, doesn't it?
It's great. You are from the class of 1975, the first class ever. Is that right?
That's right.
Do you have any particular message as someone from the first class to our alumni this week of giving?
As I mentioned last summer when we had our 50th anniversary, in some ways, if it hadn't been for us, the college would have never gotten started. So I think we have a responsibility to keep helping and keep perpetuating this wonderful mission that we have here.
Is there any class or anyone in particular that you would like to call out to give this week?
I can't think of any in particular, except I've got 11 kids that were in different classes. I could call them out, that's for sure.
All right, every Kaiser descendant, let's go.
Yes.
What would you say is the best class, excluding your own, although I might have to make a caveat, because your class just might be the best class and there is no other, is that right?
That's a hard question. I guess it would be the class that has the best spirit about working and doing the best they can in the program. And I can't really tell you which class that is.
All right, who should we go harass with questions next?
See if you can find Sarah.
We already did. She ran away. I'm here with Glenn Coughlin, class of 1981. And what is your message to alumni this Alumni Week of Giving?
Remember the education you got here and remember what an effect it made on you and pay that forward.
Is there any class or anyone in particular you'd like to call out to give?
Oh, my son Pat. He's got money.
Which is the best class of all, excluding your own?
The class of 1992 was pretty hot.
Okay. I'm trying to think who else we need to find. We might just have to wait a little bit. Joe Zappetta, class of 2004. He is the current assistant dean. He's talking to his cousin, Leon Grimm. Appleby is not an alum. Did you know that? Dr. Appleby is not an alum of the college, but he certainly acts like one. I'm here with Joe Zappetta, class of 2004. What is your message to our alumni this week of giving?
Let's be generous. Class of 04, our record is not great. Let's regain some pride.
Is there any class or anyone in particular that you'd like to call out to give this week? But I feel like you kind of just did that.
I just did, but I'll do it again. Class of 04, we got to do better.
What is the best class, excluding your own? You can make up your own qualifications for what counts as best.
There's a lot of good candidates. A lot of people say 06. I'm going to say 03. They were kind of naughty, but had a lot of character.
Great. Just hanging out in St. Joseph's Commons. It's a great place to be. Hasn't changed. Do you guys want a bagel? Come on. All right, I'm here with Jared Kubler, class of 2003. Is that right?
That's right.
What is your message to alumni this Alumni Week of Giving?
You've got to help us out, right? And this is like the greatest place on earth, and everybody loves this experience.
Is there any class or anyone in particular that you'd like to call out to give this week?
Obviously, 2003, the best class ever. Athletic dominance, intellectual rigor. Let's do it. We had a great showing for our 20th reunion. Had over 50% of our class come out. Incredible. Hopefully they can support us here.
Which is the best class, excluding your own? And I will say, when I asked Joe Zappetta this, he said your class. So
That's funny. I was going to say Joe's class, 2004.
Mr. Blaine, can Cece ask you a few questions about Alumni Week of Giving? On camera.
I'm not sure if I'm very photogenic. Yeah.
That's okay. The people love you.
The people.
The people. All right, I'm here with Peter Gnefke, and you're class of 2004. 4. Excellent. As in addition to Joe Zappetta, who we already spoke to. All right, what is your message to our alumni this Alumni Week of Giving?
It sounds like it's a good time to contribute and promote the good of the college and the students who are here and continue the good work.
Is there any class or anyone in particular that you want to call out to give this week?
I guess I should say my own class, which was a great class, 2004.
What is the best class, excluding your own class?
I would say the class of 2006.
Okay, all right. We're hearing some patterns here. Some patterns are developing. Class of 1990. Unfortunately, their photo's been a bit blown out, so you can't really see any of their faces. What a shame. Oh, Maria, our beautiful receptionist. Do you have a message to our alumni this Alumni Week of Giving?
I hope everybody gives.
Beautiful.
As much as their heart is able to.
Is there any class or anyone in particular that you want to call out to give this week?
1997.
Would you say 1997 is the best class, or is there another class?
Absolutely. Just 1997.
There you go. I've got some young alum here with me. We've got Catherine Sweeney, class of 2023, and Orion LaCour, class of 2022, both beautiful admissions staff members. What is your message to alumni this week of giving?
You go first. No, she wanted to go first.
I can't think on the spot.
Okay, they are useless. Maura Collins, class of 2018. What is your message to alumni this Alumni Week of Giving?
I would say give what you can to the school because it's worth it.
Any class or anyone in particular that you would like to call out to give this week?
Class of 2018 for sure. We could do better in our contributions.
All right, what is the best class, excluding your own?
Well, I love the class of 2014. Okay. A lot of really great people in that class.
All right, who should we go bombard with questions next?
Have you talked to Richard Seeley?
No, Richard Seeley, class of 22. All right, thank you, Maura. Richard, do you want to answer some questions about Alumni Week of Giving? You don't? It's all right, but you want the alumni to give, right? Yeah. Roll the camera. Tom Becker, can I ask you a few questions about Alumni Week of Giving 2026? No questions? Pat, do you have time for a few questions?
Not if you're going to put it out there. Hi! Go class of 86!
Go class of 86. Joe Blewett, class of 2020. Do you have anything to say to your fellow alum this week?
Give us money.
Delicate, beautiful, subtle.
Saving Western civilization takes cold, hard cash.
Honestly, this isn't the best representation of TAC. This office, it's a little, I think they'll just close the door. No, this is where it happens. Honestly, these guys are the real deal. Right? You guys are the real deal.
Are you actually rolling right now?
I am here with Regina Curfey, librarian, class of 2002, in her beautiful library. And what is your message to our alumni this Alumni Week of Giving?
Gratitude. We love what we were given. What a great gift.
Is there any class or anyone in particular that you want to call out to give this week?
My own class, which is notoriously bad at giving.
What is the best class, excluding your own?
The founding class, because of their coming here when no accreditation. That was a big risk.
It was like a dirt patch in the middle of nowhere.
Well, they were on the other campus.
Well, that's true. They were in Calabasas. All right, who should we bombard next?
Of my colleagues? I don't know.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to give a little shout out to our friends over in New England on the East Coast campus, as we like to call it. We're sending thoughts and prayers in 80-degree weather. Hey, Mr. Noble. I don't think so, he says. Do you have a few minutes for a few questions about Alumni Week of Giving? Wow, that's the most flat out I've been rejected ever. All right, I'm here with John Nieto, class of 1989. What is your message to alumni this Alumni Week of Giving?
Give. You've been given so much. Give back. That's certainly how I feel. Yeah.
Is there any class or anyone in particular that you would like to call out to give this week?
Oh, certainly my own class. I think we are a little lazy. So we need to bend the stick the other way.
Amen. What would you say is the best class of them all, excluding your own?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I have, there's 2006 is one of my very favorites. Okay. 2005 is one of my very favorites, but 2006 is one of my very, very favorites. Maybe my favorite class. Yeah.
That blank plaque, it's just staring at me. Who's it going to be this year? We'll find out soon. Sarah Dufresne, class of 2014, our new Director of Alumni and Parent Relations. Hello. We are thrilled to have you on our team. It's Alumni Week of Giving. We're very excited. Do you have a message to our alum?
It depends on which alumni you want me to address. If it's the class of 2014, we have to resume our record, which was broken by the class of 87. Does anyone even know anyone in the class of 87?
Have never spoken to anyone.
My question is, did any of them actually graduate, or do we just call them alum? Any graduating alumni? Go ahead.
You're an alum, correct? What year did you graduate? 1987. Tony Andres, class of 1987. Can I ask you a few questions about Alumni Week of Giving 2026?
Okay.
What is your message to alumni this Alumni Week of Giving?
My message is it's good to give whatever you can because it's really important that we get wide participation.
Is there any class or person in particular that you'd like to call out to give this week?
I'd like to call out my own class, the class of 1987. We were the champions last year, so we got to keep it up.
I heard you guys beat out class of 2014. They had a few years running, and you guys beat them in the last final moments.
Yeah, we were very proud of that, and we want to do it again. And we want to really press the class of 2014.
You wouldn't happen to be John Paul Thoreau, class of 2014.
Last time I checked.
Amazing. What brings you to campus today?
I was just reliving the glory days. Yeah.
Incredible. What is your message to the alum this week of giving?
Give more.
That's genius. That's really something. No one said that yet.
I got a good education from TAC.
You have a particular class or anyone particularly that you want to call out to give this week?
Well, I would suggest the class of 2014, gets back on their game because we had a little bit of a disappointing year last year.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I do have my questions about the validity of the rankings.
Mm-hmm,
there was some funny business that seemed to be happening at the end. We were in the lead, and then all of a sudden there's a little jump. Yeah, and I'm not making any accusations. I just have questions. Right?
Right.
I'm just asking questions.
Unbelievable. How are you? It's so good to see you.
I'm here with John Daly, class of 1999. Is that right?
You got that right. You really walked in on me.
I did,
Congrats.
yes. Is there a particular class or person that you'd like to call out to give this week?
Unbelievable. All the members of the class of 1999. I'm not going to call you out by name, but you know who you are. Great people, all of you. Yeah, that's who I'd like to call out.
What's your message to alumni this week?
This is a great spot. It is a beautiful spot. It looks very different. but the students are just the same. They're in those classes, having the same conversations that we all had many years ago, and it's a blessing and a privilege to work here at the college.
What would you say is the best class, excluding your own class of 99?
The class of 1976. Do you know why?
No.
Because Tom Susanka was a member of that class, and Tom was my first boss here at Thomas Aquinas College for the first 4 years of my professional life. A great 4 years, and thank you, Tom Susanka, for that.
All right. Thank you,
Cheers.
John.
Have a good
God
one.
bless.
Thank you so much.
All right. We will see you later. That concludes our time with our alumni today. Give, tac.gives. Let's do it.